In this video, I'm going to go over one change that I've made to my diet to support healthy looking skin and to fight and combat skin aging. Hi, I'm Brandon, an anti-aging enthusiast just like you, bringing to you anti-aging research, tips, and vlogs every single week. If anti-aging topics are of interest to you, please hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to share this space with you. So one of the biggest changes that I've made personally to my diet as of late is finding a better balance of omega-3s to omega-6s. And I'm going to show you just how I did that. Omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids are both polyunsaturated fats. They're found in the diet. They're found in both animal as well as plant-based foods. A lot of omega-6s are found in many nuts and seeds. Even nuts that are high in omega-3s like walnuts contain a significant source, a considerable source of omega-6 fatty acids. Now, just because omega-6 fatty acids are pro-inflammatory, they tend to be pro-inflammatory, doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad. You need a good balance for optimal health because omega-6s do have benefits for the body. But if you're like most people who are eating a typical Western diet that includes a mix of different processed junk foods, fast foods, your diet may include an overwhelming number of omega-6 fatty acids. And this excessive omega-6 intake leads to inflammation not only in the body overall, but also in the skin, and can show up in the skin and lead to skin aging. Ultimately, a diet high in processed foods, vegetable oils, fried foods, fast foods are not only just, devoid of nutrients overall, antioxidants, but they also tend to be high in those omega-6 pro-inflammatory fatty acids, which can contribute to chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation can speed up skin aging and really sabotage any anti-aging goals. Even if you are eating an overall healthy diet, but you're not tracking your omega-6s and omega-3s, this can actually lead to an imbalance if you are getting a lot of nuts and seeds. And this is what I've noticed recently. Chronic inflammation associated with a diet, as well as other aspects in health and environment, plays a role in skin aging through a variety of different mechanisms. For one, inflammation can lead to reactive oxygen species in the skin, which lead to the degradation of collagen. Inflammatory cytokines can also stimulate the production of matrix metalloproteinases, or MMPs. These are collagen degrading enzymes in the skin that are typically activated through sun exposure, but are also induced with anything that really induces these reactive oxygen species, like inflammation, environmental exposure to pollutants. Inflammation can also lead to an impaired hydration skin barrier and disrupt and inhibit hyaluronic acid in the skin, which can lead to a dull, dry appearance over time, which contributes to the visible aspect or the visible signs of skin aging. The typical omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in the Western diet is generally 1 to 15 or 1 to 20. So most people are getting a considerable proportion of their fatty acids through the omega-6 fatty acids. The majority of their polyunsaturated fatty acids are derived from these pro-inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Again, while omega-6s do have beneficial health roles in the body, having such an imbalance of omega-3s, the anti-inflammatory fatty acids, to the omega-6 fatty acids can contribute to detrimental effects in health as well as skin. Ideally, the ancestral ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s is around 1 to 1 or even up to 1 to 4, which personally I'm trying to get sort of in the sweet spot in the middle there in my own diet. Some of the sources of omega-3s that I've been trying to get is not only supplementation, which I find to be a lot more beneficial than, just trying to get it from the diet, but you can also get it from fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines are a good source. The thing about fish is they are somewhat high in mercury. So for me personally, I've had to really watch and monitor and, make sure that I'm not eating fish every single day. That's where supplementation can come in handy, because supplementation with a high quality omega-3 fatty acid can help to cut down on that mercury exposure while increasing your omega-3 intake. I also get omega-3s through plant-based sources like flax seeds, chia seeds. Now, these contain predominantly ALA, which is omega-3 fatty acid that your body has to convert to EPA and DHA, and it doesn't do it that efficiently. It's about 5 to 10% conversion rate to EPA, as well as a 2 to 5 conversion rate to DHA. So your body isn't converting it efficiently in order to utilize those fatty acids. But that being said, those omega-3 fatty acids are actually still anti-inflammatory, still beneficial. There's other components to those foods like flax seeds and chia seeds contain fiber and protein. So I still incorporate those foods into my diet, but I don't necessarily rely on those to contribute to my overall omega-3 numbers and to determine really my omega-3 to omega-6 ratio if I can help it. I've also been cutting back on nuts and seeds like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, almonds, walnuts. These do have health benefits and are sort of healthy foods, plant-based, whole foods, but they are significantly high in omega-6s. I just got out of the shower, which is why my hair is wet, but I wanted to share with you how I have been tracking my omega-3s and omega-6s to make sure that I am getting a good balance of omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6 fatty acids in my diet. I've been using Chronometer, which is basically just a free website that you can sign up for and track all of your foods. They have pretty much every food that you can imagine, and they really break down the protein, the fats, the fatty acids that you're getting, as well as many of the major vitamins and minerals. So just looking here on this day, I did in the morning the Catalina Crunch cereal with almond milk, Almond Breeze unsweetened almond milk. I did this just in a pinch. I don't normally eat this every single morning. I was just hungry and I didn't really want to deal with eating or like making something that was complicated. And I also had a cup of coffee. These two things didn't generally provide me many omega-6 fatty acids. I'm guessing, at least with the Catalina Crunch, I think it does have sunflower oil, and the processed foods don't really list the omega-3s and omega-6s in the individual like constituents or the ingredients in those foods. And for lunch that day, I had just a smattering of things. I had hummus and carrots, I had avocado. I also had an acai bowl and a turkey burger. And I put a variety of things in the acai bowl, including almond butter, which is kind of high in omega-6s. I did just 17 grams of that. And I also did some strawberries, flax seeds, which definitely upped my plant-based omega-3s, my ALAs. The thing about Chronometer, it doesn't tell you the DHA, the EPA, and the ALA. That's the only caveat there. The turkey burger didn't really give me a lot of fatty acids. I think the biggest thing that gave me the omega-6s was the hummus, because hummus includes sesame seed, butter, or tahini basically, which is somewhat high in omega-6s, and the almond butter. I also supplemented with some PRN DE3 omega soft gels. These are high dose omega-3 supplements with vitamin D3. And I've been doing this high dose, which is about 2.4 grams every day for my dry eyes, as well as just my skin, and just boosting and getting to that level, that 1-to-1, if not 1-to-2 omega-3 to omega-6 ratio respectively. I also took borage oil, just one capsule of that, which is about 240 milligrams of anti-inflammatory omega-6 fatty acid. And then I also made some black bean brownies. And the reason why I used black beans in these brownies is because it's not unheard of to make brownies from black beans, at least in like the health conscious circle. But I was using a lot of almond flour. Almond flour is super high in omega-6s. And those oils, possibly go rancid whenever they're baked at high temperatures. So I'm just reducing, at least for the time being, eliminating almond flour based recipes in my recipe toolbox, just because I've been really trying to be extremely diligent about reducing my consumption of not only almonds, but just nuts overall. Macadamia nuts are an exception. They are extremely low in omega-6s and omega-3s. And for dinner, we had tuna, albacore tuna. Now this is somewhat high in mercury, so I'm trying to really cut back on that. But that night was kind of good in getting my omega-3s up, because the tuna contained a high amount of omega-3s. Jacob also gave me about 4 or 5 of these crispy potato puffs. We cooked it in avocado oil. We had collards on the side as well, just for some vitamin K2 and vitamin A content, which I really enjoy. I love collards cooked from fresh. But all in all, I was able to get not only 122 grams of protein that day, I was also able to get my omega-3s to 7.6 grams and my omega-6s to 9.4 grams. So it's very nearly reaching that 1-to-1 ratio, but I am very happy with this ratio. Now granted, some of this is ALA, but at the same time, that ALA is still anti-inflammatory. It still has antioxidant capabilities for the body. Your body can still utilize it. Even if it can't convert all of it to EPA and DHA, your body still utilizes those anti-inflammatory components in that plant-based omega-3s. And while I pretty much consumed an overall anti-inflammatory diet, I was still for a long time consuming diets high in nuts and seeds, because again, they do have benefits. They have vitamins, they have minerals, they have antioxidants, they have fiber and protein, but they are high in those pro-inflammatory omega-6s. And for me personally, in my unique distinct situation, I'm really trying to get a better balance of omega-3s to omega-6s. But when it comes to supporting skin youthfulness and suppleness and moisture content, incorporating more healthy omega-3s into your diet and getting a better ratio of omega-3s and omega-6s is critical. And this has been my goal as of late. I've really been tracking my nutrients, tracking my foods, tracking my diet to make sure I'm getting to that ratio. And like I said, a big benefit for me has been supplementing with a high quality quality omega-3 supplement. This was actually sort of prescribed or recommended by my eye doctor for my dry eyes, and it's been a huge benefit in terms of getting to a really balanced omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. It's not 1-to-1 yet, it's more like maybe a 1-to-2, I would say, but I'm totally happy with that and totally fine with that. Let me know what your thoughts are about the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. Do you personally track your nutrients? Do you try to get to a certain ratio in your own diet? Let me know down below. I'm really curious about your own personal experiences and your journey, because I would love to sort of learn from other people and find out what's worked for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next video, I hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.